Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in this video today I'm going to be showing you how I did this painting. Now, I've actually had this painting sitting here for a few months. I don't know if I actually like the painting or not. There are definitely some aspects of it that I do like her face, the tattoos, and just other little details. But as a whole, I do find it quite cliche. I guess it just doesn't really match the idea that I had. So I wasn't really sure if I was going to upload this time lapse, but I figured there will be somebody that likes it or that at least enjoys watching the process. So I started off by painting a black border, and then I filled in the space between this person and the black border with pink. I then mixed a few colors to create the shades that I'd use for her shadows, her highlights, and the color in between. I guess her skin tone. I'm not sure exactly what colors I used, but I know that I did use white, gray, raw umber, some of the beigey orangey tones, and probably added some red in somewhere too. I started off by just adding the shadows to her skin. I wasn't really trying to be too careful. I was just trying to get them down really. I try to add some little packs on a sly. So she's got some rolls, but she's got some packs too. I then painted on the lightest color that I mixed and put that down as her highlights. In hindsight, I feel like that was a bit too dark and I should have gone for something a bit more white. And then I went in with the mid-tone color. And then I was pretty much just going back and forth with the different shades and just kind of blending them together and just trying to make it look good. Now, I did not have a reference for this picture, so if the highlights or shadows aren't in the right places, just ignore that. I then started painting some shadows into her shorts and then mixed like a reddy, burgundy-ish, pinky-ish wine color for her top as well as her lips. I was really just using this color as a base. Now what I'm painting on her back is actually a tattoo. To create that color, I mixed black and blue. I can't remember which shade of blue it was, but it was a shade of blue. I used that color to add shadows to her shorts as well. And then I pretty much just went back and forth with the different shades of brown and beige and white to add highlights and contours and shadows to her body and her face. Now, I did go over this quite a lot until I was happy with it. And, well, that took months. I didn't actually finish her face until about a month after I was meant to have finished the painting. But I'm happy I did go over the face later on, because when I finished filming, and hopefully you'll be able to see the difference between how her face looked when I finished filming compared to the pictures / videos of it afterwards. I did make sure the skin looked a bit more blended in. But yeah, there was a lot of back and forth going on. So since I've got some time where I'm not really doing anything special, I might as well tell you guys where this painting came from. A few months ago, I think it was in July, I had like a really off day. Something happened which just set me off, and for the whole day, I just wasn't my normal self. I was a bit of a mess, to be honest. Months leading up to that, I was really happy. Like, everything was going good in my life. And then that day just kind of, it spun me. I'm not going to lie. Some of you might be able to relate to this. Some of you might not. For some people, when they get really stressed out, their brain tries to protect them by dissociating them from themselves. So I'm not going to get into the technicalities of it too much, but I'll explain what it feels like. To me, it's like being in a bubble, like your brain just going into a bubble and floating away from your body, almost as if you are not connected and you are not in control of your body. It's not a nice feeling, but that's your brain's way of protecting itself. It tends to happen mainly with people who have been through traumatic events, but it can also happen to people who haven't and are just stressed out. I was kind of in that little bubble and it didn't feel right. I really didn't feel like myself, and I just had to bring myself back together. So I decided to meditate. During my meditation, I had like an out of body experience. It wasn't like the dissociation where it was like being on a cloud and looking at yourself and feeling out of control. It felt like I was in control, but outside of my body, just looking at myself. It felt amazing. It felt like I was high as hell. Disclaimer, I was not high. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't take anything at all. While I was meditating, it felt like the universe was sending me energy, like the energy was surrounding my body. I could feel it in my hands, I could feel it in my head. While I was in that zone, I saw myself, got a canvas, and I basically did this sketch. So until I went to my bed and went to sleep, I was in that beautiful high bubble. So what I tried to do, the plan was to kind of show that energy coming into me and in my hands and stuff, but on paper, it looks a bit nah. Sometimes less is more, and I feel like in this case, less definitely would have been more. I feel like I should have just left it as her meditating and not tried to do any extraness. But it's fine. It is what it is. Now, I'm not going to lie, with this, I had a pretty hard time with the hands. I've never been someone who's able to draw hands and feet, or to be honest, I've never really drawn hands and feet. So that was a little bit of a learning process for me. So here I'm going in with some light pink and grey and some brown on the lips. I was trying to change the shape of them a bit because I wanted them to look more like my lips. And unfortunately, my lips are not as juicy as hers were to start off with. So I used white to line her lips as well and just add some definition to her lips and her cupid's bow, as well as her nose, her inner corner of her eyes and her cheekbones. Now, as you can see here, it's not really blended in properly, and that's why once I was done, I went back over her face and just made sure that it was looking right, you know. I also mixed white with beige to highlight her face and body as well. Now, this is my favorite part, of course. I love the little details. Now I'm just going in and doing her eyebrows. To get her eyebrow color, I mixed black and dark umber. And then for her eyeliner and eyelashes, I just used black. You might be able to hear my daughter in the background. She's in her bed and it's way past her bedtime and she's still up and she's singing. She went from barefaced and not really basic. She was cute, but now she is fleeky. She looks good. So again, I'm just going back and forth with different shades of brown and white and beige to create shadows and highlights in her skin and just kind of blend her out a little bit. This is a bit random, but I really like her leg. I feel like her thigh and her knee look really good. Okay, so I love this bit as well. Here I'm going in with a mixture of black and raw umber, as well as white and grey to create shadows in her hair. And then I'm using that same really thin brush to add hair strokes. Now, I'm no expert at doing hair, so I was kind of worried about this, but I feel like I did pretty well. I'm also just adding random curls and hair strands around her hair to give it more of like a messy look, because this is how my hair was on that day. It was just thrown up in a bun. I had my curls coming out the side and around the back, and yeah. So then I'm just going in with pink to cover up that space around her or me. Should I call her her? Should I call her me? Either way, I'm just going in with the pink to cover up all that space and cover up anything that was there that I didn't want to be visible as well. And then I just decided that I wanted that black border to come in a little bit more. I didn't like seeing so much pink. I'm using a thin brush to go around her with the pink and make sure that there's no white space around her. So I decided to get rid of that blank space that was leading from her hands because, yeah, it just looked really wrong to me. So I was using raw umber as well as grey and black to just add some definition and depth to her shorts. To be honest, I didn't really care that much about her clothing. I've realised when I do paint people, well, even though I've only done 2 paintings of people, I don't really care that much about their clothes and making it look real. My thing is just making sure that their faces look good. So here's my other favourite part. I love watching myself do these tattoos. It might look easy just watching it, but they are so tiny. So again, I used black and some shade of blue to create the colour for the tattoos. So I think I did a fantastic job on these tattoos because they look exactly like mine. And yes, I do have loyalty tattooed on my arm. So now I'm going in with my dotting tool using different shades of brown and black, I think, as well, to add some beauty spots and moles to my face and body wherever I may have beauty spots and moles. So again, I'm going in with that really thin brush to add some hair strands and curls around my face, around my neck back again, and also to the side/front of my face, because on that day my hair was literally falling out the side of the bun. So it wasn't a mistake that I did it this way. This is how my hair was looking. Now, at some point, I went around my face and kind of changed the shape a little bit, because before it was looking a little bit round and my face is not that round. So now it's looking a little bit more like my profile. Then I'm using black to add some strands of hair and just some definition to that bun. If you get acrylic paint anywhere on your painting that you don't want it to be, either just get a wet piece of kitchen towel and wipe that off quickly, or use your brush or something to wet that paint so it doesn't dry, and then wipe it off. As long as you do that quickly, it will be gone and it won't leave any mark. If you let it dry, then you will have a problem. So here I decided to cover up those bits that I left white, and I'm just using black to cover up the bits on the outside and pink to cover up the white bits that I left where the pink was. So here I used a sponge to dab on a mixture of grey and white above her head. Now, I was trying to show what the feeling of the energy coming into your head feels like, but it looked like her head was smoking. So I decided to cover that up and get rid of that, because I did not like that. I also added that to her hands as well, and unfortunately I could not cover up the bit on her hands. So after I covered that up, I decided, you know what, let me just go in with some glitter instead. So what I did is I used a mixing medium. I'll leave the details of that in the description box because I don't remember what it is. And I mixed in some iridescent glitter to it. Now, on this, it looks like you can see that glitter all the time, but you actually can't in real life. They look sparkly from certain angles, but when you're looking at it head on, you can't really see it. It definitely does look better in real life. I'm using my brush to spread that glitter concoction around her and on top of her as well. Even though it looks a bit grayish here, it's actually see-through and it's just got little bits of glitter in it. So here I think is what it looked like when I thought I was finished. Oh, wait, no, this is actually when I was done. This is what it looked like before I sealed and varnished it. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but this is after I went over her face, which is why her face is now nicely blended and her contour and highlight don't look really harsh like they did before. So here I'm just trying to show the angles which you can see the glitter at and the angles which you can't. Okay, her face is cute, isn't it? Oh, look at her tattoos. I love the tattoos. The tattoos look so good. And that fire looks really nice. So yeah, this is the finished result. I'm going to add in a video of what it looks like after I sealed and varnished it at the end. But I really hope you've enjoyed watching this, and I hope you like this painting, even though I kind of don't. Make sure you like this video, comment if you want to, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I've got a lot of other videos waiting for me to finish editing them, so hopefully I'll be posting something real soon. And until then, just stay blessed, look after yourself, and yeah, bye.